And now, Freelance Heroism presents Dragon Heist.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we even get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates at the Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier. Mm-hmm. Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Duncan, Nate, Breakmeister, Rebecca, and Chris Sones. Thank you so much, everyone.
You help us make a better show for everyone. We can't thank you enough. We really do appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Rachel.
Yes.
What was your idea for the intro today?
So I thought we could talk a little bit about this weird book that I read recently. And then you have not read the book, but you were kind enough to listen to me rant about how weird it was and then watch a review about it.
Right. We watched a review together. Mm-hmm. And boy, that was exciting. No, I mean it. I meant it to come off sounding sarcastic, but it was pretty good listen. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that the guy didn't say the thing that I thought he was going to say. As soon as you had said it, I was like, oh God, he's going to do it now. So let's explain. Tell us about the book first.
So I read this book recently called The Woman in the Dunes by Kobo Abe. It's originally written in Japanese, translated to English. It was written in the early 60s, I want to say, and it's like this weird existential sort of story about an entomologist who goes to a beach to look for bugs, and he ends up like in getting trapped or tricked into this like 60-foot deep pit where a woman lives, and they're just sort of forced to shovel sand that's constantly blowing into this pit. Right.
So lady lives at the bottom of the pit. Mm-hmm. Sand keeps pouring down over the edges, filling the center, and her existence essentially is to bail out the sand.
Yes.
Right. And so guy gets there, mm-hmm. and he's like, boy, that seems fun. I want to do that forever.
Well, that's not his impression when he arrives. Right. He arrives and he's like, well, I missed the last bus, so I'm just staying here for the night. It's really weird that you shovel sand, and it's really weird that you've offered me a shovel so I can shovel sand with you tonight. I'm not going to do that. I'm leaving in the morning. And then he does not get to leave in the morning.
Why? How can he not leave? Is the pit too big?
Because, well, it's a very deep pit, and then like during the night, the villagers just take out the rope ladder.
What assholes. So yeah, okay, so that's sort of the basis for it. Mm-hmm. And can you give us the title one more time?
The Woman in the Dunes.
Right. And it's not about Arrakis. So if you were worried about that, it's not.
No.
Okay, so what were your impressions of the book?
So it's bleak, and the sands are clearly, a metaphor for the sands of time.
Right.
And just like living life and finding meaning in what you do.
Eat, pray, shove. Right.
But his relationship with the woman, I think, is very weird because, I mean, she's the title. Like, she's not who we follow. We don't get her inner thoughts, but she is the title of the book. So clearly she has an importance here. And so because I read it, like, I know sort of like his thoughts about the woman and like what she does and what she says her perspective of the world is. But I thought it was really interesting because you didn't know any of that. And so you would ask like these really interesting questions, like during the review or when I was telling you about parts of the book.
I only ask interesting questions. Rachel, would you maybe go over a few of your favorite interesting Dees questions?
Well, during the review that we watched, the guy wrongly stated that the woman had tricked him or lured him into the pit, which is not correct. She didn't do that. She was already down there. Yeah. She didn't know this guy was going to show up. She's already living in the pit shoveling sand. And so you had sort of stopped the review, and you were like, did she like want him? Did she send him a letter and be like, hey, there's some great bugs on this beach? She didn't. So I thought it was interesting that like you who have not read this book very quickly, like through some basic questions, understood that like this woman did not trick a man into living in a pit with her.
In all fairness, so I just want to defend, in case anyone disagrees with me, the chick was living in a cabin at the bottom of a sand pit that she could not escape.
Correct.
She spends her entire day shoveling sand out of there.
Yes.
What duplicity could she have engaged in? With no access with the outside world, living at the bottom of a pit, put inside of a fucking cabin, whose only activity and enjoyment in life is shoveling the fucking sand that is going to swallow her home out of the pit. Right? That the ego on some dudes to think that life is so about them.
She tricked him.
That she somehow used her fucking sand tossing telepathy to reach out across the Sea of Japan to grab a man, pull him in using the thing that he loves, bugs, to this particular beach and this particular hole and this particular cabin so that he could walk in there and be trapped is absurdist to the highest level.
I would agree.
Right. And I think, not having read the book, how the fuck could you justify that? How could you justify it was a trick? Anyway, we move on.
I don't know.
Right. That's a very guy-centric thing to do. That bitch tricked me.
She tricked me.
She tricked me into getting on that boat and coming here.
Now I gotta shovel
for my
sand.
Career that I chose independently of ever knowing her. Right?
Right.
Right. Okay, so we continue. We'll go through the review a little bit.
Okay.
So then he goes to
well, he spends the majority of the time of the book in the sand pit.
Right.
He does fake like a spine injury,
as one does, to get out of yard work.
to get out of sand work. And then in the review, I think the guy was like how said something about like how the woman like pressures him into shoveling sand with her, which does not happen. He literally fakes a spine injury, and then he just like lays around for like 2 weeks, and she continues to feed and like give him water, which she only gets those things from shoveling sand.
Right.
Like if she doesn't shovel sand, she doesn't get water.
Right.
So, and she never like pressures him or anything. She just like lets him lay around, and she'll put like a washcloth on his head and stuff, and he's like, oh, my spine.
She's taking care of this guy who's clearly faking.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Who just happened to travel a long way and then had an immediate and sudden onset of spinal injury.
Yes.
Collapses to the ground. She takes care of him while shoveling the sand, and yet she's somehow the villain here.
She tricked him, and then she somehow pressured him by not pressuring him to shovel sand.
Sandy little tart. Okay.
So I don't know. It was because I hadn't I watched that guy's reviews for other books, because he reads a lot of like the more weird books that I find, and sort of like books that not a lot of other people review. So I like to hear someone else's thoughts on these books. And it was just so strange to hear like such blatantly wrong interpretation. And then I would explain to you like why he was wrong, and you were like, yeah, she didn't. She's letting him lay around for 2 weeks. She didn't trick him. She didn't pressure him.
My favorite part comes at the very end, but we won't get there until right at that last bit. I think it's very fucking amazing. But we won't. We'll get there when we get there. Okay. So, okay. So through the course of this review, the guy, I am stopping periodically to make fun of the way he looks. I think not not him himself, but the decisions he made to clothe himself and tailor his look. Right. So guys, I know you haven't seen the intro or the what's it called? The review. But this guy is dressed like what you would imagine a guy who looks like he doesn't care what you think about him would dress like. Right? He's got kind of like a suede leather jacket. It was unlikely beyond unlikely that his collar wasn't up, but it wasn't. Like he couldn't be bothered to turn it up. But he was definitely the kind of guy. He was the kind of guy that would have one side of the collar up. Like I wasn't thinking about it when I put it on. This is how it, Yeah.
Yeah. No, he definitely has like a very like purposed, I don't care how I look.
Right. Look. It was a very Abercrombie vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then his next chunk of the review starts to get into some he's dropping a lot of philosopher names, like his second year philosophy class just ended and he's feeling pretty bold about it.
Yeah. Honestly, like the way that he talked about some stuff and like casually mentioned like Japanese authors that he's like obsessed with and stuff. Like I love to read. I love talking about books and authors, but sometimes like I feel like that's how I look to other people.
Right. But he doesn't care how he looks. And so
right. He doesn't care. He's just naturally obsessed with like these Japanese authors from the 60s that you've never heard of.
Right. Let's flash back to the beginning, because at the very beginning is the thing that I literally got a beat on this guy right at the start. All right. So this guy at the beginning of his intro is like kind of got this Anthony Bourdain, I'm like a rugged but not too rugged kind of vibe to him. Yes. And he's like, he doesn't care about things. He kind of looks aloof. But the intro is very cleanly edited and also in black and white. Yeah. And I was like, what? Like, this guy is trying so hard to look like he doesn't care that it comes off as like it's a very detail-oriented assembly of look at me not caring. Right? Absolutely. It's very well polished. He's in his bedroom in LA. Uh-huh. And he has on like a shirt, but also a jacket, like a suede jacket over his shirt. Inside. Right. I made a mention at one point that he has a motorcycle helmet in that apartment, not for wearing, but for display. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes absolutely. I like to cruise around Europe, cruise around on my oddly European but not well known brand of bike. Straight bars, no bendies for me. All right. So then, he kind of goes into, he's dropping a lot of big words, which I always love. I always love when people use big words and it feels like that guy sat down and was like, I'm going to use a big word right here. Mm-hmm. I'm using this word during this fucking review. Heideggerian I was just like, oh, he leaned in so good for that one. he just like, here it comes, bitches gonna love it. Heideggerian. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh shit, he's so deep. Oh my god, here comes the flood of Gmails. Oh, good reads requests coming in. That's a penny dropper in the book community. All right, okay, so so then he goes on for a little bit talking about how there's a sex scene in the sand. Yeah, and he describes it as erotic or sensual. Though? It is not. Look, I've read this book very recently. There's nothing sensual happening. Like the description of how like people have sand on their bodies and like in the folds of their skin constantly. Or like how they go to take a drink of water and there's like a buildup of sand in the bottom of the water jug. Like the grit in their teeth. There is nothing sensual. And so guys love a good sandpaper rub down. And so he talks about like this sensual meeting between the man and the woman, and it's
It's not. It is not. There's nothing.
Oh yeah, it's
no.
very strange vibe for sure. Okay. So then something due to their engagement, something happens to the woman.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So you want to tell us?
So if you don't want to be spoiled of a 60-year-old novel at this point,
I think you're going to be fine. I think you guys probably just going to dodge this one.
So we flash forward in the novel, and the woman is very pregnant, but there's a complication with her pregnancy. So the villagers have been keeping them trapped in these sand pits. They like get her and they throw her in the back of a truck and they head into town.
Right.
But they forget to pull up the rope ladder, and they leave the guy there. And so he goes up the rope ladder, and then it's the first time that he's been like on the ground in like a year. And he kind of looks around and he's like, oh, the air isn't as nice up here as I thought it was. And also like the sky is kind of yellowish and the ocean looks kind of gross. And then he looks around and he's like, oh, I dug a little pit in my pit to see if I could get water to come up from the ground. But like some of the sticks that I put there are like have fallen over. I better climb back down and fix that. And then he goes back in the pit and he fixes it, and he's like, I'm gonna wait around for the villagers to come back because I want to show them my cool water device thing. And like because he's just sort of, he's like, and then I'll like lull them into a false sense of security and then I'll escape. Right.
Obviously. I think from the narrative structure, without getting into the review at all, because we'll get there in just a second. I think the idea is, the metaphor is that the pit is more of a trap than the actual tangible physicality of it. Like you become aware and comfortable with the life that you're leading, and that you can kind of stay comfortable in there. It's like the institutionalization of people that have been in prison for their entire lives and then get released, and then all of a sudden they're unprepared for the difference and the change of the outside world.
Yeah, they don't have that structure anymore.
For that to happen in a year, though, seems pretty quick. I will say this though. There was a reference in the review to that her being pregnant was somehow like another trapping for the guy.
She tricked him.
And I thought that was so funny because the second that she's introduced as being pregnant, she's essentially medevaced away from this guy to a completely other city. Right?
Yeah.
And then he again chooses to remain.
Yeah.
So it's like this guy that's in the book. I don't know how he feels because I didn't read the book, but I am definitely perceiving a vibe off of the guy doing the review, that all of his perceptions tend to skew towards some aggression from women at him.
Yeah.
Like some either like innocuous action that actually has darker overtones, or some sort of malevolent play, even though that person could not be further removed from that role.
Right. Yeah. Whenever I like watch really in-depth reviews, I try to keep in mind of like the person who's doing the review and like how they might have interpreted something different, because clearly just through like this guy put a lot of blame on the woman who literally has been trapped in the pit long before him.
Right. Now, I don't know. Okay. Do you want to say what maybe personality he quoted as being a brilliant mind towards the end?
This is
now, I just want hold on. I want to know, this is right at the very end, guys. This is right at the very end. All I've been picking up until this point is in a vacuum interaction with this one guy's opinions. I have no context for where he got those opinions or anything about his life outside of that.
Yeah.
Now, Rachel. Okay.
I was very upset to hear this. Because I like I said, I watched this guy's reviews because he reads a lot of the more obscure stuff that I do, and I can't find other people that review them. And then he quoted the great, quote unquote,
quote
philosopher / thinker Jordan B. Peterson. And
I laughed. I was like, wait, is there another one? Look him up.
I know, I paused and I was like, because he did the whole like Jordan B. Peterson, not Jordan Peterson.
Like, there must be another guy who is brilliant, because if we're talking about the same Jordan Peterson, this guy might need to go to the hospital. There might be something wrong. He has a tumor or something.
And it turns out it was the same one that he was talking about, and I was like, I lost so much like respect that I had for this reviewer in that moment, because he talked for like a full minute about like how if you're not like keeping up with Jordan Peterson, you need to get with it, because this guy's going places. And I was like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, he's going places, to the bank on the backs of a bunch of thirsty incels. Anyway, I thought that was a roller coaster of a review.
Mm-hmm.
I was laughing the whole time. I had a great time watching it. So we should do it again. And with another person who can gradually become over the course of an entire review.
Well, maybe we should have like a book review show where I read the book and then you just watch a review and we discuss it.
We should review the review. That's like, get a book review channel. We review the reviewer's review.
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. Okay, so if you're out there and you happen to like Jordan Peterson, there's a number you can call hotline. The poison control hotline. Because that's what that is. All of that dude's opinions are dog shit. I'm sure he has like, look, I'm not going to tell you who to listen to or who to think is smart.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just make fun of you a lot for your opinions of it.
All right. Well, we should go into this episode.
Right.
Although real quick before we do, I want to say thank you to Nate. Normally I edit the episodes, but as I mentioned in last week's intro, I'm getting kicked out of the place that I've rented for the last 6.5 years. So I've been very stressed out and it's been difficult to concentrate on things. So Nate was kind enough to edit this week's episode for me while I finish getting stuff packed. And we really appreciate it, because I don't know if I would have had the time to do that this week.
It is very cool of him. Thank you, Nate. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And yeah.
All right. Well, this is Dragon Heist, episode 65, Fortress of Solitube.
Solitube. Everything's just one big tube, baby. Everything. The whole world, series of tubes. Even the internet. It's not trucks, it's tubes. If you get that joke, you guys get 1 billion points.
Okay, DM. Let's roll some dice and stab some things.
Alrighty then. We left off with you guys in Troll's Call Manor. You guys are doing a long rest overnight. The only ones in the building, I believe, right now are the 3 of you and young Victor.
Yes.
3 of you are asleep. 1 of you, I'm not sure if the elf is still meditating or what the elf is doing.
Well, I never slept. Just
I know.
So we're clear on that.
Except for that time you were unconscious.
Right?
I don't recall that.
Yeah, because you were out cold.
That's what sleeping is. I don't recall that. Yeah, that was sleeping.
Yeah, she wasn't unconscious. She was meditating with style.
That's right.
Okay, Buzz Lightyear. She was unconscious.
So where is Adrie in the house?
So I've already done my long rest. Is that right?
And don't you normally do like 4 hours of meditation for the
Yeah.
long rest?
Yeah.
You've already, yeah.
Okay. I was gonna ask my Aunt Ristlin if she could identify those boots I stole from that drow, because I still haven't identified those yet, but I forgot to ask her before she left. What time is it?
That's a good question. It was morning when you guys, it was almost morning when you guys got back because you guys left for night when you guys were in the sub. So,
That's right.
starting the long rest, probably early morning. You guys are probably 11, 12-ish right now.
Okay. Is there anyone in the neighborhood that would be able to identify these boots for me?
Yes, these boots were made for walking.
Yes.
And that's just what they'll do.
All right, then I am going to leave a note in case anyone gets up, and I'm going to take my boots that I'm pretty sure are magic, but I would like to know exactly what they do before I put them on, since I got them from a drow, and I don't want to like put them on and then suddenly I'm obsessed with spiders or something.
Sounds good. Let me get where I'm at. Okay.
I want to make a t-shirt with you saying sounds good on it. Just I want the shirt to just be a picture.
Do I really
of you
say it that much?
all the fucking time? Like you say sounds good, like Gary Busey says often is.
All right. As you walk out the front door of the Troll Skull, somehow you walk into your bedroom.
I'm gonna look back out the doorway that I just walked through.
You see the hallway.
Victor, did you do this?
Victor's out cold, not moving. The air kind of feels cold in the room. Any flowers in your room kind of wilt.
I don't have flowers.
Okay.
Those are mine.
Those are your flowers.
Those are called tubelips. Get it? Because they're tubes.
I watched a video. I'm sorry, I'm going off topic. I watched a video about like this conspiracy theory iceberg, and so this guy was talking about these really insane conspiracy theories, and one of them came up, and it was holistic tubes.
Right.
Which is when you take tubes and then you either magnetize them or do something else, and then so if you have an earache or something, you take this magnetized tube and you like put it up to your ear, and the way that the tube was prepared, it like sucks out the pain of the earache, and
that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. You know how you get a person who believes in holistic nonsense? Do you know how you get them to admit that they're full of shit? You just ask them to explain what is happening in very particular detail, right? Like just get real specific, get granular with those assholes. They have no fucking idea. Like this person's like, well, this foot pad gets rid of toxins. And I'm like, what kind of toxins? And they're like, things that are bad for you. I'm like, yeah, but like what? That usually ends the conversation because they don't even know what one toxin is.
Right.
But let's say they go even further than that. You're like, how does the foot pad know what to take out and what not to? What is in there that attracts those toxins? They're like magnetism. How's it going to pull the pain out? Is pain magnetic? Is pain made of metal?
Maybe.
This is the point I want to make here. Can these people just make up their minds on what side of the fence they want to be on when it comes to magnetism? Because in some cases, magnets are good.
Fit bands.
Yeah,
magnetism makes it so you don't fall down.
Yeah, but then you're gonna. I don't want to get this injection because it's gonna put a magnet in me.
Right.
Well, wouldn't that make you relatively pain free?
That's what
polarity
is for, Nate. Good polarity, bad polarity. Don't you know? Everything's Gemini, baby. Everything's Gemini.
It's all time cube. Is that what you're telling me?
Everything. Look, everything is number one. If there are like 4 people on the planet who would get that,
who will understand what that reference is.
You would be one of them.
Yes, yes. That's number Wang.
All right.
That is a number.
Okay, so I'm gonna step back out through the door and see if I'm in the hallway at that point.
You are outside your room.
Okay. I'm going to go down the stairs.
All right.
And then I'm going to go through the ground floor and I'm going to try to walk out the door.
As you do, you go back to your room again.
Hey.
Victor, what did you do?
This time you see someone sitting on the foot of your bed, slowly, actually kind of just like putting her hand over Victor's head, just moving his hair. In a black cloak.
Who are you? I'm drawing my my crossbow. Get away from my brother.
You hear kind of a small laugh and you hear your own voice.
Someone's laughing in my voice.
Mm-hmm. She is. Oddly, she looks about your height.
Oh no. Oh no.
3 foot 12.
I'm gonna start walking towards her. And I've got my crossbow in one hand. I'm gonna like charge up my little lightning thing in my other hand.
Okay.
Like I said, get away from my brother.
I mean him no harm. Where's the other one? Where's my son?
I don't know who you are.
She stands off and removes her hood, and you see a more pale version of yourself. Longer hair, full armor, under the robe.
This is weird. I don't know who your son is.
Victor.
No, Victor's my brother. Is Victor your son? What?
I knew these motherfuckers were inbred. I knew it. I knew it.
Everybody's a cousin to somebody.
He's not my son by blood. His parents were worthless. Some idiot burgomaster. And he followed an asshole here.
You're Victor.
Well, I know who the asshole is. I'm a little loose leaf on everything else, but I know I'm pinned. I have pinned it to my board. Red string asshole. Confirmed, 100%.
Are you aware that your Victor like killed some people and is trying to blame it on my Victor?
To the Victor go.
That's all he did?
I don't know what else he did.
He didn't raise any bodies.
He gave me a hand and I'll gesture at the aquarium.
That's how I tracked him here. His spell stone is in the hand. He left it with you because he knew the other one would find it if it was on him, and that I could track him if I came back.
Okay.
I'm here to collect him.
Yeah, you know what? I don't have a problem with that.
So where is he?
He.
I seeked Victor and I found this one.
Okay, well that's my brother, so you're not taking him.
No, please,
no. No. Get him to take both of them. Get him to take both of them.
If this were a more like chill situation, that's exactly what Adrie would joke about. But also, like Victor's asleep, so he can't be like, oh, you wouldn't let the weird evil you take me.
Yeah.
He's not. He doesn't know this is happening. All right. I kind of think I know where your Victor is. I was actually gonna go there later, because I have business there as well.
Can we time out for 1 second?
Uh-huh.
Rachel, you said, I think I know where your Victor is.
I didn't know how to phrase it. Victor, where your Victor is at. Look, okay. So
You have nothing to fear. I'm not really here. This is all in your head.
I'm not scared.
Really?
Yeah.
You charged your weapons.
Because I thought you were gonna hurt. Look, I've been
Last time I ran into one of
house.
last time I ran into one of us, her and her friends tried to kill me. Almost succeeded. If it wasn't for the dark powers. So
Okay.
you run into Victor, you tell him to come home.
Yeah.
He knows the way.
Okay. Look, I don't have any problems with you.
If we did, you'd be dead.
Okay, well, I mean, you would be dead.
She smiles and you see the vampire fangs.
God.
I
All
rule
right.
Barovia now. I don't think you can handle me.
I don't know what that means.
Pray you never find out. Where's Ludo?
What do you want with my dad?
Is he alive or dead in this world?
He's alive. Is your dad dead?
Last I saw him, he was a vampire.
So you're from like a
She
vampire
stands.
world? Oh my God.
For a second, she's like, "This is so cool."
This is actually kind of cool, but
She's looking around the room. There's no one else here. Damn it.
look, I think my dad is with your Victor and the other guy right now. I was
Wait.
gonna go look for them.
Are you telling me Kenfir hooked another Ludo to run with him again?
I don't know.
Let's see if your dad fares better than mine did. Last I remember, heard he got him killed.
You got him killed?
Well, they disappeared and I couldn't track him down when I went through the mirror, so.
Well, I'm going after my dad after I just have to do this other thing and then I'm gonna go find my dad. I'm sure he's fine right now. We scried for him just the other day and he was fine.
I'll be watching you.
That's weird. Not something that you should say to people.
You keep Victor safe. You're Victor.
Yeah, he's my brother.
You'll need him one day.
Stuck with him for his dumb, short human life.
I'm still trying to turn mine to a lich, so I'm not giving up on him that easy with death.
You have a weird family dynamic happening.
You make use death to separate yourself. I don't.
Okay. All right. You know,
An
yeah, I'll keep...
all-inclusive death trip to Murderville.
This family's no quitters.
The fog
6
rolls in
days,
and she
5 nights.
begins to fade.
Okay.
And as your eyes blink, you're at the doorway to Troll Skull.
I'm gonna go upstairs and check on Victor.
All right. He's passed out, snoring, holding his bag. You notice there's a scroll sticking out of his bag, slightly.
I'm gonna take that and
You find 3 scrolls in his backpack.
taking all of those. Do they have any like seal on them or
Well, you can definitely tell they're not in his handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
So he obviously got them from somewhere.
Probably stole them from the library. Are these spell scrolls?
Yes.
Okay. I'll leave them with him for now. I wanted to get these boots
All right.
identified. Hopefully I don't have any more weird dream sequences or however you would define that. And then I will head back out to go get these looked at.
All right. You know the bookworm's treasure down the street and the gold dragonborn that runs the place.
Okay.
Deals in magics and trinkets.
I will go there.
All right. As you enter the shop, you see her sitting there working on a scroll. She looks up. May I help you, Miss Adrie?
Good morning.
Morning.
I was hoping you could maybe identify something for me.
Sure.
Great. And I will go through my backpack, pushing aside like all the weird stuff that I carry of like the scrap metal and the tools and like loose bits of paper and Volo's ring. Take out the boots. So I happened across these and I feel like, some of the markings, it looks like it's got some sort of arcane properties to it. I'm just not entirely sure what they would do if I were to put them on.
Well, there's two ways we can find out.
Mhm.
Pay a little gold, and I'll tell you,
Uh-huh.
or you can put them on.
Okay. How much would it cost for you to tell me what they do?
5 gold and I'll figure them out.
Deal.
All right. She takes them and she begins moving her hand over it, and you can see the detect magic spell going off. Ah, that's an interesting design. I've never seen them done like this. They're boots of elvenkind, but they're different. It's like a different design than I've ever seen.
Does it change the properties of?
No, they're still just, I don't know. It's kind of like they're twisted somehow.
Like, are they cursed?
No, just normally boots of elvenkind are made a certain way. It's kind of like tying knots. When you tie a knot with your right hand versus tying a knot leading with your left, the magic's kind of different.
Okay.
I mean, it's the same magic. And you get the same knot. It's woven differently.
Okay. Great.
You do remember stealing them from a drow.
Yes.
Or a dead body of a drow.
Yep. Okay. Well, thank you.
Mhm.
Another question.
Yes.
If I had like some old scrolls that I found, cleaning out the attic, is it safe for me to look at them, like to read them to figure out what they do, or can that like trigger?
No, as long as you don't cast them. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, you can read them without casting them.
Okay.
I mean, how else are you going to tell what kind of spell you have in your
Right,
pocket?
but I guess I'm worried that aren't there spells that just the act of reading it like triggers?
There are, but I mean, I doubt you're gonna. I mean, there wasn't any mage and troll skull living there. I was going to that was going to leave scrolls like that behind.
Well, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, I don't live just at Troll Skull. I've got the other house in Castle Ward.
I don't remember. I mean, your father's just a bard. I mean, he wouldn't.
He's not just a bard. Okay, he's a really great bard.
I'm saying he's not like some cranky old wizard that's going to have a stash of like magic scrolls.
But like a wizard would have something like that.
Depending how protective they are.
Okay.
I mean, if they're paranoid, I mean, they may put a ward on it that'll blow you up. But you hanging out with wizards that like to put wards on things?
Well, so I have this brother, and he's studying to be a wizard, and he gets into all kinds of stuff, and
Young Victor?
yes,
yeah, he's in my shop half the time.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh no, he's a big customer. He picks up scrolls all the time. I'm not sure where he gets the money, but he picks up scrolls all the time, and I'm pretty sure he's writing them into a spell book, and he copies them into a spell book.
Okay.
But I mean, I haven't seen. What was the last one he bought? Fireball? I haven't seen that one go off yet.
Fireball? Oh no.
He bought a few things. I wouldn't sell him the polymorph. Not at his age. He tried that. He tried that a number of times.
Oh, well, that's good to watch out for.
Fireball and polymorph?
He tried to buy the polymorph. I wouldn't sell it.
Didn't we have run-ins with both of those spells? Just putting that out there.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for looking at these. And
he did buy a Misty Step scroll last week.
Did he? Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I had to write 2 of them out for him. I know he got 2.
He bought 2?
I'm pretty sure. My memory might be fading, but I know he got a Misty Step.
Okay.
So.
Huh.
No, he's not the gnome.
I'm just saying, sure seems like he's outfitting some motherfuckers with some spells.
Well, it could have been the other Victor that bought them.
Think about it. The drow used the Misty Step to get away. Fireball shot from the roof. Fucking polymorph turned us into. You know what I'm just saying? Look, I'm not saying
Well,
it was him. I'm just
The
saying that it
fireball
him.
was from a necklace of fireballs.
Not saying it was him. I'm just saying it was him.
No matter what world it is, Dees doesn't like, or Kavir doesn't like Victor.
Not that I don't like him. I just don't trust him.
That's a fair point.
Was
That's
there
the same.
was there anything else that he was looking at or that he is interested in lately?
Yeah, he wanted an invisibility scroll, but I wouldn't sell it to him. Especially after he asked for the polymorph. He had like a list of them.
Oh.
Can't remember most of them. After that, I was like, do I need to call your father? And he just kind of gave me a frown look and left. Especially after the Mage Tower said he broke in once or twice.
I have
in
so
the
many
library.
questions, but I'm not there.
So,
Okay. Well, if he does anything else like that, will you let me know?
of course.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted, my dad's been really busy with his work lately, so I'm sort of trying to keep an eye on Victor. And I know that he can be a handful sometimes. So.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I better get back. But thank you so much for this.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
I will head back to Troll Skull.
You two should be about waking up right about now.
Oh,
I don't trust him.
What's up, Ray?
One more question, David. So remember how I had that trunk with like the suit of armor that I had a
You
guy
smashed a guy in with it.
for a while? Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm concerned about the suit of armor. I got that delivered to Troll Skull, right?
Say that again.
I got the armor delivered to Troll Skull, though, right?
There
I
was
believe
armor delivered and a mirror with your name on it.
Oh, I got the mirror too?
Once the guards got done processing the scene, the mirror came too.
When it came back, Adrie was like, "Oh, my mirror! I never thought I'd see this again."
They were trying to just return most of the stolen goods. Yours was easiest because it has your name on it.
Wasn't that convenient? Criminals are so dumb sometimes, just leaving people's names like right on the stolen goods. I can't believe they overlooked that.
God.
That's ridiculous.
Petty larceny.
Not in the room for this.
Yeah.
I don't lie to the authorities because I'm a good person.
Just thinking of all the stolen mail and.
Oh yeah, I heard there's someone going around doing that in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, our neighbor wrote to his mom about it just last week.
It's a royal crime.
Okay, so we go back to Troll Skull. One of the first things I'm going to do is take that chest of armor, and I'm just going to drag it across the floor, and just leave it at the doorway to Kavir's basement.
If you guys weren't awake yet, you are now from hearing her across the floor with this trunk.
What is that?
That's for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think it'll fit?
If I can make some adjustments if it doesn't.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna look down at my armor, and then look at that, and yeah, I'll go change.
Okay.
And I'll grab it and take it down into the tube repository.
The tubeporium.
the what is it? Doesn't matter. Okay, into the building of tubes. Yes, my fortress of Solitube.
I'm gonna write that down as a title.
See, that's
go.
where we go.
Yeah, that's where we go.
Is Rain up?
What time is it?
About noon.
No.
Rain.
We got to bed at like 7 a.m. It's only noon. You expect me to function on 5 hours of sleep?
I expect everyone to function on 5 hours. Just because they don't doesn't mean I don't expect it.
Okay. Well, I won't wake up Rain. I will instead.
You can if you want.
Okay. Well, then while Kavir is changing, I will go upstairs and I will knock on Rain's door.
I'm sort of half off of my bed, one arm, one leg hanging off. Grandpa didn't get his 40 winks, and so he's
Are you
he
okay?
hurt. Oh, it depends on what time it is.
It's like noon. It's been like 5.5 hours.
Oh,
since
don't
we
give me
came
that
back.
5.5. Just miss. I can meditate for 4 hours. Bullshit.
See, the problem here is that Adrie is an elf who grew up with like other elves.
Yeah.
And now she's in a house full of people who actually sleep and need more than 4 hours.
Yes, preferably like 13 or 14 if possible. I'm assuming that I'm getting this early midday wake up call for a reason.
Yeah, I brought you a present. So I got these.
A present.
Yeah.
I kind of sit up.
So remember when we got attacked by drow?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of them had magic boots, and I think they would be really useful for you. They're boots of elven kind. So normally, like the soles of the feet are very slender, but because they're magic, they should like reshape to fit your feet.
Oh,
I don't know
so
if
you're
like
saying I have big feet, is what you're saying.
Well, I don't know, like because you're a water genasi. Do you have like webbed toes? Is that I heard that water genasi have like webbed toes.
No.
Oh, that's not true?
No, that's a stereotype, and I'm offended by it. Thank you very much.
I thought that was a thing to help you swim.
No, I'm just kidding. My toes are webbed. Sure. Teach you to wake me up this damn early in the day.
Well, I think these would be really useful.
So boots of elven kind.
But they have a little like spider decoration on them because they're drow. My cousin would actually really love these, but
I have 6 pairs.
Just kidding. She admitted it.
Admitted it like a year ago. We started playing.
I know. No wonder they don't like the rest of us.
Adrie sleeps in like an oversized Lichgate band t-shirt.
It's a small, but it drags down to the floor. You don't sleep, you meditate in it, okay?
That's true.
Your meditation shirt.
That's my meditation shirt.
Do you use the scrunchie to put your hair up?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm sure.
You sure?
I'm very sure.
It just seems like that would be the ultimate way to meditate.
Adrie has very short hair. She has like a pixie cut.
Oh, okay.
You
you could wear the scrunchie around your wrist then.
No, absolutely not.
You could use it to hold your brushes together like if you paint.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You adorn your armor? I mean, you
put on the end of your lightning gun.
Yeah, I was.
No.
You could use it to hold a cold beverage. It'll shrink up to hold it.
I mean,
they have 1,001 uses.
Around, you can put it on.
Oh God. All right. Well, okay. So, boots of elven kind. Exactly what? Does it make it to where I can only sleep for 4 hours, or how?
No.
What do they do?
You just you'll be more. You'll be more quiet when you walk. Basically, it gives you advantage on stealth checks that require you to move stealthily.
I don't know what that means.
Well,
you gain advantage on all stealth checks.
All right. Well, that's good.
So your name is now Fishhead Spiderfoot?
I'm just, I mean, generally speaking, Grandpa, it's not necessarily my feet that make noise. It's my knees and my hips and things that when I try and walk. But
there's an interesting connection here. Yes. You have webbed feet, and now you have webbed boots for your webbed feet.
Yeah.
So fish spider, double web.
Spiderfish.
Double web.
That's right.
Spiderfish.
Yo, I heard you like webs.
So I put webs on your webs. So web on your web.
Oh, that was good.
So you can swim while you swing.
Swaying.
Anyway, so sorry for waking you up. I'm not used to everyone. Like, I know Victor sleeps a lot because he has to, but like normally at this point, like my dad would be awake or
right.
Right. Like some of the servants we have, they sort of stagger their schedules so that way somebody's sort of always awake.
So Nate's upstairs in his room, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Adrie is?
Yeah.
you guys hear a loud dun, 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 like a loud banging noise, and it's getting louder.
I'm gonna look down the stairs.
And you see me bombing up the stairs in my new armor.
I'm gonna jump into Rain's room because I want to be out of the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive through the doorway and like strike a action pose as like come charging, like hit the door, just knock it to the side. I am ready for war. Look at how this fits, and I'm doing like calisthenics, like in the middle of the making so much noise.
Is that did you get him a present too?
Yeah, so that
I sound like a dangerous man in this.
So remember that that chest that I got delivered that the guards were saying they had to like take a guy out of it. It also had armor in it.
The one you stole.
But is it really stealing if we took it from people who stole it?
Yes.
No, actually it's not. It's repossession.
Yeah.
But you did not give it back to the person it belonged to.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
We don't know who it belongs to.
Did you even make an attempt to find out?
You know what?
That's a good question.
Put your boots on.
He makes a good point.
Put your boots on.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about ill-gotten gains. God damn, these fit nice. Holy shit. Wow, these are comfortable. All right, I'll allow it.
So, look, while we're both here, and I'm going to kind of like look down the stairs because I want to make sure that Victor's not eavesdropping.
You see him at the bottom stairs looking up, trying to figure out what the hell made the ungodly noise running through the house.
It's fine. It's fine. Go back to bed.
Watching how much damage I can do with just an elbow. I'm going to put it right through one of his like end tables.
I'm going to immediately duck.
I'm going to
under attack again.
No, it's just Kavir.
I'm going to smash my elbow through one of Rain's end tables. Like,
you know how when you have a dog and you give it a bath and then it gets like the zoomies and it runs around the house. That's sort of what's happening right now.
You guys never let me have a dog.
They don't live very long.
Whoa.
Relative to Rachel. You, nothing does.
It's true.
Victor says at the bottom of the stairs and goes back.
I'm gonna say like they don't. I mean, do you know? Like, I'm 118. Do you know how many ponies I've gone through?
I'm telling Dad.
Boy, you make it sound as if like you're just like driving them into the ground and just, like.
Yeah, she keeps getting ponies, and then whenever one dies, they get her a new one, and she's like, "I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you." Oh, you're pretty.
No ponies were harmed in the making of freelance heroism.
See, we're fine. So after Victor says that and he leaves, then I'm going to turn back to the two of them, and I'm be like, so we seem to have more mirror visitors. When I was trying to leave this morning, I got like this weird sort of looping vision, and it was me, and she seemed really cool, but also she was like some sort of vampire queen, I think, of some land. So she is here. She's looking for the other Victor, and she also doesn't seem to like the other you, and I'm going to point at Kavir.
Oh yeah, that guy's probably a dick.
Yeah. So she said she was going to be watching, which seems
that's probably not good.
Yeah, I don't think that's good. I think mostly what she just wants is like her Victor, which I don't have any issues with, as long as she's not trying to take my Victor.
Wait, you said she was a vampire.
Yeah.
So she's enslaved this kid.
I don't think so, because he's not a vampire.
Are you sure?
Yet.
I mean, I've talked to him. He didn't have fangs, and we were like, I did see him during the nighttime. No, I think I saw him during the day. He gave me that hand, I think, during the day.
They can put those away though.
But like he was out during the daytime.
So he could still be a vassal.
I don't know.
It might be irresponsible to return him.
I guess we can ask him how he feels about it, but also he helped murder a bunch of people at the Temple of Gond, so I don't really
We should probably
want him around.
let's send him somewhere else where he can do more.
Well, I was about to say he probably needs to answer for that. I mean, that's a bit problematic, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It depends. We'll have to get a better gauge on the situation once we're in front of it. There might be wrinkles that we're not aware of.
Yeah.
I mean, the flare had some wrinkles. All right. Well, I think this looks awesome on me. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare to. I'm gonna I look great. All right. Breakfast. Who wants breakfast?
Heavy pounding at the front door.
That's not me. I'm way up here.
Well, I'm glad I didn't try and sleep beyond noon.
Rain, do you want to get that? Your boots look great, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
yeah, they are comfortable. I got to admit. Yeah, I'll make my way downstairs.
Make my way downstairs. Toes go tap on each step with a dash pass.
I'm gonna go check on Victor.
I guess I live up here now.
Rain, when you get to the front door, you open it. You see 2 half-orcs standing there. We're looking for Rain Trichet.
Present and accounted for.
Did you order something from the Ganassi shop down the street?
Oh, well, that was fast.
Sign
yeah.
Here.
All right. I'll sign. I assume.
Where do you want it?
You know what? Go set it. If you don't mind, set it here on the countertop, next to the jar with the hand in it. Don't ask.
They both stop and look inside and lean through the doorway to see the hand.
No.
The hand's giving directions, pointing.
The jar. The jar with the hand is in my room. The jars with the heads are on the first floor.
The jars with the heads.
I turned the heads in. There's only one head up there right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a jar. There's a jar with a various body part in it. Please put the packages down next to it, please. Thank you.
They still do the lean over and look. Can't see the body part in the jar. Lean back. They look at each other. We get paid either way.
Oh, just
they get in there, bring it in.
Okay.
They set it down.
All right.
How you doing, fellas?
Hey, how you doing, Doc?
Pretty good.
Hey, that back thing you did, excellent last week. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. You know, orcs have interesting vertebrae. You ever looked at it?
Not if we can help it. No.
I'm looking around at Rain, and he's just like, "What the fuck do I care?"
They have their hands out at Rain.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, where are my manners? I'm sorry. I tip them both.
They both smile, tusks out, give you nods, and leave.
Okay.
Hear him? Ah, damn it. The next one's in Castle Ward. All right.
I'm gonna wave at him and be like, "Hey, say hey to your brother." Right, slam the door.
They give you thumbs up.
It's an old orcish gesture. It means you have a very big penis. Look at Rachel.
And the crowd goes silent.
They are muted. Rachel's dying though. I saw her. She was trying not to spit liquid all over the An old orcish greeting. It means your weighing is mighty.
All right. Rain, what are you going to do with your package on the table?
Packages.
Thank you. Sorry.
So there are 2 small wooden boxes. One about the size of a very large tome. The other one significantly bigger than that, but still able to fit on a countertop. Kavira's only went downstairs.
Yeah, Adrie went to go check on Victor.
Well, since Miss Adrie was in a given mood, I figured this is kind of a advantageous time in here. It would work out. I have gifts as well, and I go to
what
open.
What the fuck is going on? I didn't know we were doing gifts. Nobody said anything about gifts.
It's Secret Santa. Yeah,
I did this, but I did this in the last game, and nobody got anybody else any gifts. It was just me giving gifts out. Now, everyone else.
My
is
gift to
giving
you
gifts?
in that game was healing you.
Hey.
Oh.
No, you're absolutely right. And I can't wait to return the favor. Healing me as a gift. By the way, You were late on a few of those gifts, by the way. Happy belated live day.
So I open up the crate and sort of lift the top of it off, and inside is a contraption. It's about the size of a bread box. I hate to use that analogy, but that's the best one. It has a sort of a small tank on one side of it made of brass, and there are various tubes and coiled.
This could be for anybody.
Coiled lines that come off of it, and they go to another little box on the side of it that has some valving and some gears on it, and then on the front of it is a large wheel that has sort of smaller wheels kind of riding along the edge of it. And I look at Kavir and I say, this is something I think you might be able to get some
distribution hub.
Well, it's a pump. I know that you have a lot of, fluids that you'd like to move in and out of people for whatever reason. This might actually make it easy. Yes, exactly.
Hey-o. Sorry.
But I figured,
you can leave that in probably.
But yeah, so what you do is you just take your tube and you run it through this wheel here and light a fire underneath this tank, put some water in it, and it will make the wheel turn and it will pump liquids in whatever direction you want it.
Oh, this is amazing. Can I go install it now?
Yeah, sure.
Fuck yeah. Be back.
Clang, 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 clang.
Yeah. The entire house shakes. I take the smaller box and I go upstairs in search of Adrie.
All right. As he heads up to catch Adrie, we're going to rewind slightly to where Adrie goes looking for Victor. He is back in your room.
Okay. Is he still awake?
Oh yeah, he's awake. He is like eyed out back against the wall, kind of a little freaked.
You're right? Did you have a weird dream?
Yeah, I had a weird dream, and I don't know how to explain it. Then the big thumping came in.
Oh, yeah. So I got him. I gave him some new armor, and he was really excited about it.
I am not having sugar rocks for bed ever again.
You shouldn't do that anyway.
Your brother does sugar rock. He's a sugar rock head.
Holy shit.
He's on the glucose crack. He's snorting sucrose. Oh no.
He's giving half and halves on half and half.
He's like, can you open your mouth?
Ah.
That's not funny.
Do that noise again.
No, you get it once.
It sounded like a quack. It was amazing.
He's like, he saw you do your little fang things, and he's like, that wasn't funny.
Sorry.
He looks at you. You saw her too. Holy fuck! It wasn't a dream.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you about this. There was another me that was, I think, kind of here, or maybe some sort of dream projection. But look, she's not. She's not after
one of
you.
the scrolls and opens it up and begins
What is
to
that?
read it.
Oh God, what is that? No, let me see. Let me try to take it. Nope.
It's a scroll protection from good and evil.
Okay. Look, she's not after you. All right.
Yeah, no, she's after the other one.
Yeah. So you don't
when
have
she
to
found out I wasn't him, she wasn't angry.
Did she say
weird.
anything to you?
Hush, now go back to sleep.
Okay. Well.
And you were standing there still, like not moving. She walked like right through you.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how she did that, but she's not.
I don't think she's here.
Yeah.
No, and when vampires enter an area, like everything like dies. It's just how they are. There's this thing about them.
How do you know about vampires?
School, reading, library. How don't you?
Vampires 101.
So studying like chemistry and metalworking.
I mean, most of the vampire books are banned because necromancy, you can't practice it.
You're you're not making a great case for yourself right now.
I just want to make friends.
That's you can do it the normal way. All right. Look, I don't
Okay.
think you need to worry about her because she's not after you. So like you're gonna be fine.
All right.
So
Can I have my scroll back?
what are these other scrolls that you have?
I
I
he
take
closes his
I'm
backpack.
gonna take them. What are these?
Misty Step,
Mhm.
Nathar's Mischief, Comprehend Languages.
Nethar's Mischief?
Yeah, Nathar's Mischief.
What does this do?
You don't need to know about that one.
What is Victor? I have a lot of like half finished like inventions and notes and things in here. So
That one came from the ancient part of the library that no one's supposed to be in.
why did you steal this?
I was trying to steal something else and I grabbed the wrong one.
What were you trying to steal?
They got this really cool one about draconic transformation.
Like you turn into a dragon?
That's what it says, but I
That
don't
is
know if it's actually going to work.
That is
Well, I'm not going to know if it works unless I try it.
Victor, you cannot turn into a dragon in my
That's-
house.
That's sound science there, son. Go for
I'm not
it.
going to do it in the house.
Don't
I'm going to go out to the fields.
why don't okay, look, we have a lot of things going on right now, Victor, and we don't need it to be complicated by you turning into a dragon or whatever.
I didn't get the stroll this time.
Okay, this time. How about you stay here since right now you're kind of wanted for murder anyway, and you not do anything to call attention to yourself.
Get on my backpack back.
Don't cast anything weird that while you're in this house, okay? And don't leave this house because you are falsely wanted for murder.
Another means a dick.
Yes.
Pot, meat, kettle.
It's funny how I couldn't tell a difference between the two of you.
I thought you're just bad eyesighted.
I have fantastic eyesight.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Look, I have a lot that I need to do today. And then I'm gonna go find Dad. So I need you to like stay in the manor and don't call any attention to the manor, like don't set something on fire because then people are gonna have to come here. For example.
Yeah, your ghost keeps like following me around the house and writing on the walls, telling me, "Don't touch this, don't touch that."
You should listen to him.
I have.
Good. Why don't we go downstairs and get some breakfast and then you can stay here. Don't break anything.
I won't.
Okay. I will give Victor his scrolls back and I will take him downstairs so he can get some breakfast.
You don't hear me coming up the stairs because of my kick-ass new
That's right.
boots, though.
Yeah, you guys just about
immediately
run into rain.
Wait a minute, guys.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start. I have like a big stack of bowls. I'm like, here. I'm gonna hand them out. I'm like, here.
Thank you.
Victor.
Yeah.
Victor, nice to see you
Okay.
again. Here.
You too. What's in the bowl?
Just hold here. 1 second. And I'm gonna go over to the wall and I'm gonna get a tube, pull it out of it like oatmeal. Bam! Oatmeal. Can you believe how well this works? Oatmeal.
I have to admit that was not exactly how I envisioned you using that, but
This is not how it's gonna be used, but I just wanted to test.
okay.
This is a perfect blood circulation. Once I get the oatmeal cleaned out,
Yeah,
What
I was. By all means, please
It
then
just starts
don't
eating.
reserve. Oh, yeah, again, either, please.
What is that?
It's a suction device
Yes, it's
or
a
a reverse suction device.
which
Okay.
we would call a pump.
Yeah, but this is going to work perfect for
Well,
when I have to take blood out of a person or put blood back in.
right.
And maybe blood can be sucked out, held in the bottom, added with medicine, and then 2 tubes converge to pump blood in that's medicated.
I see that the gift was appropriate.
Imagine if you're bleeding, right? Victor, come here.
Don't.
Example.
I'm gonna grab Victor by his collar and like pull him back.
Let's say Victor's stabbed and he's losing a lot of blood. Right?
Right.
How do we get that blood back inside? It's all over the floor. Oh my God, what do we do? We put him on one of these tables, right? And it has a little funnel underneath the table and a little tube, right? That goes down, sucks up the blood from the floor that he's losing, cleans it up down there, puts it back out the other side of the tube, and we jam it back into him.
The floor is a little bit unsanitary, though, isn't
So that's
it?
why we clean it. We clean it down there and before the.
How do you keep the blood from just going back out the hole that it originally came out of?
Well, that's what I'm here for. I fix that while it's cycling.
I see. Okay.
You turned him into a blood fountain, in other words, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
After this discussion of blood and stuff, Adrie's gonna look at Victor and she'll say, I have like a project thing for you, so you don't get bored if you're up to it.
It's a 200-piece puzzle.
So the the hand in the aquarium I've got.
Yeah.
So the other me said that there was like, I think something in it. So if maybe you can extract it and figure out what that is.
Talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Victor.
Oh.
Although I guess,
right.
I don't know, maybe Victor could help you. It was like
Can I borrow a scalpel?
No, you can't borrow a scalpel. What?
The quickest way into something's with a knife.
Okay, I don't want you to destroy it though. Like I'd like to still have a hand because I think he's cool and I want to keep him in the aquarium.
I don't know. Hold your hand up, kid.
You look through you. You just starting to like turn me into a blood fountain. I'm not
Just
giving
hold
you
your
a
hand up, you little shit.
He holds it up.
How's his hand look? Study.
Yeah.
Alicia.
Isn't there yet.
How's she not here yet? We're already awake. If Nate's awake, she should already
It's
be here.
noon.
She should definitely be here. Where is she not coming today?
You don't know.
Well, to be fair, we didn't get back to the house until 7, so maybe she showed up at 5 and decided after 2 hours that she wasn't going to sit around anymore.
That's
and
true.
left.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. Well, while he's doing that, well, go ahead.
I'll give him some of the older tools. Don't use mine.
All right.
Don't let it loose. Like I want it back in the aquarium after you extract whatever is in it.
Right.
He does a hand motion across his heart and smile at you as he walks up the stairs.
A lot of important stuff up there. So.
Well, speaking of tools, I pull out a box that's a little bit bigger, like than a cigar box would be, and I said, I took the liberty of having something made up for you as well.
Oh.
And I opened the lid up on it. On the inside is, it looks kind of like a pipe wrench. It has 2 teeth on it. They have like notches where you would expect there to be a way for you to adjust the opening on it. But there's no actual way. There's not like a knob to turn or anything like that. I hold it out. I say, I had this wrench commissioned. I think it might come in handy in your workshop. And I go over to, we're in Adrie's room, right?
I think we're on the ground floor right now.
We're on the ground. Oh, we're back on the ground floor. Okay. I like walk over to the table and like put the wrench up against it. And when I do, you notice that the forks on it automatically open and adjust to the appropriate size.
It's self-adjusting.
It's self-adjusting.
I'm gonna immediately go over there and like grab it and try it out on different stuff.
Would you kids have fun to stop stealing my mail now?
Thank you. I'll give Rain a hug.
Thank you.
I gave him oatmeal, so you judge.
I'm gonna take while I'm hugging Rain, I'm gonna like take the wrench and just like check to see it like adjust on his arm. That is so cool.
Yes, Adrie gave me a hug. You gave me fluid from a tube. Kabir, thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
I bet that's how you make everybody feel welcome. It's fluid from a tube.
Look, I gave you guys a bowl. If you chose to eat it directly out of the tube, that's on you.
Well, now that we're all up, some of us against our will, what do we need to do?
Well,
we've got all the items that we need to find the vault.
Mm-hmm.
Is that number one on our list, or have other developments showed up while I was asleep?
Well,
why don't you talk to the brainfish?
Yeah, last I heard from Aunt Rislin, she and Rarden were going to go see Lady Silverhand, but I guess they're not back yet.
Well, Mr. Kavir, you said we should talk to our friend, as it were.
He's in your head, right?
Oh, that one.
He knows where the thing is. He said he knew how to.
He is referring to your god.
Your brainfish. Yeah,
that's right. I was thinking.
I call it the sad pull. Because it'd be sad to have it up there.
Yeah, Adrie's gonna dip her wrench into her bowl of oatmeal because she just wants to see how it would react to it.
We call it cadaviar because it's fish eggs in your brain.
I suppose I will consult my
god
inhabitant.
Head chop, right?
Yeah.
Don't play coy, talk coy.
Yeah. All right. Well, damn it.
Talk to your cod. Kneel before cod.
God. I guess I'll consult with. All right. We have.
Just don't even reference it by name. I guess I'll consult with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lord.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have everything that we're supposed to have. Now what?
Now you serve me.
For you want breakfast? There's a tube full of oatmeal right here if you're hungry.
Knowledge feeds me.
Okay.
You know that aardvarks and anteaters are the same thing?
That'll suffice. All right.
Hey, look at that.
All right. I know we're supposed to. I'm supposed to go read some books for you. I got that. All right. Well, I suppose the
I have
sooner
a
we
question
get to,
for you.
You have a question for me?
Why you and your friends show compassion like this?
Well, because that's what friends do. I mean, you're telling me you're almighty, all powerful, all knowing, and you don't understand the concept of friendship?
Who needs friends when you're a god?
Seems like it'd be an awfully lonely existence for all of eternity to not have someone in your life other than a subject. Have you ever tried it?
No.
Well, how do you know you don't like it if you've never tried it? Like,
because everyone I've seen that has friends get them killed. Like the last host I had, his friends got him killed.
His friends got
or
him
the
killed.
stone.
Well, you know what? I can't speak for everyone across all of space and time, but I would like to believe that we're not all like your previous host.
And then there was the gnome that was carrying me that got killed.
Have you noticed that maybe there's a common denominator here that's not the other person's friends?
Greed.
Well, okay, maybe, but I was going for something a little bit more self-referential than that.
But alas, Yes, you take the 3 items to the doorway, you present them to the door, and the door opens.
Seems simple enough. Now we just have to find the door. You know where that is, right?
Yes, I know where the door is.
Okay. Well,
The door
just saying.
is in the Brandith family mausoleum.
Ooh. Well, I guess if you're going to hide a secret door, that's not a bad place to hide one.
Does not.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to go, well, grave robbing, as it were, I suppose.
Hey, if it told
Didn't you just speak ill of her robbing graves to feed your feet?
Look, don't do as I say, not as I do. That should be, isn't that like one of your things? I mean, as a god, I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know.
I have used that line before, yeah.
See, yeah,
that
you know
friendship has sailed.
All right. Well, I suppose let's head on to the mausoleum then, unless we need to make any more detours on the way.
Don't give any details to anyone that you don't have to about where we're going. We'll just follow you.
Okay.
That way, there's less likely someone to get.
I'll keep it all up here. All right, that makes sense.
Because you have a trout to protect you from the brain waves.
Sure,
that's science. It's all in this medical journal here.
Oh,
101 fish god brain tsunamis.
All right. Well, then I will start heading in that direction again, unless we need to make any other stops.
Can you imagine if Dr. Kavir wrote a book? It was like,
feel better, you fucker. By Kavir.
101 rusty blade surgeries that you can perform. And then on the back, it's like me in full armor, but with a smoking jacket on over top of it, like in black and white.
With a pipe.
The sleeves of the jacket are all split because you had to like force them over the armor.
Stop whining and rub some dirt on it by Dr. Kavir.
The cover is just a white book with blood splash all over it. And
in your socks and take 2 ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Have you tried dunking your finger in wine before burning it back on?
All right, are we leaving?
I imagine, unless we've got other business to attend to, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna yell up the stairs, "Bye, Victor!"
He's quiet for about a second, then he's like, I found something.
Oh. Hold on. Run up the stairs.
Oh, wait, I don't make any noise. Never mind.
I'm not running up the stairs. I don't care what he found.
What'd you find?
He's holding this black onyx stone in his hand. There's like black goop on his hands. The hand still in the thing, kind of like very agitated in the
Oh, what does it do?
He looks at it. I'm pretty sure it's a spell storing stone.
Oh.
But it's weird.
Why is it weird?
Other than the fact that you just dug it out of a hand.
No, it's, I mean, kind of not keyed to him, but I don't know. If you can definitely tell it was his.
Does it got a spell on the chamber, so to speak?
No, it's empty right now. Whatever spells were in it, he used though.
Well,
it's definitely how she found us though.
Well, why don't I take it then? If she's looking for him, and if I find him, then
He hands it to you.
Gross. I'm gonna just put it in my backpack.
It's covered in hand poop.
He just kind of wipes his hands on your floor.
Not the floor.
Did you say it's covered in hand poop? I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Adrie's like, don't wipe that on my floor, but she's like wiping her hand like on her jumpsuit. She's like, that's my floor. Gross.
I'm sorry. He goes and wipes his hand on the rest of your jumpsuit.
Well, y'all are strange people.
Looks you have web toes.
You got webs on your webs.
Wow. Burn.
Wow.
The duck said you have web toes. The duck has identified. She's like, real recognize real, son.
Look, I was born this way. Your behavior is learned.
In Adrie's eyes, I don't live long enough to learn anything.
Well,
Other than being nothing but trouble.
In all fairness, since you guys are about the same level of intellect, doesn't it mean that she learns much slower? That it takes her longer to learn the same amount?
I didn't say it.
Isn't that what the implication? I think this is.
I thought you didn't come upstairs.
I didn't.
Okay.
This is old Kavir just echoing through the eternities. I've made this point as the other Kavir.
The pump actually channels sound back down the tubes where he is.
As he sucks.
He's got one in his ear and it's magnetized. It's gonna suck out all the pain.
I still think that's a good point. For all the times that Adrie used to try to shame Kavir, she's like, and I'm like, you know what? If we're both at the same point right now, and you're older, right? Then shouldn't you know way more? Or does that mean that you're slower at learning things and it takes you longer?
I take it as Adrie just sort of learned a little bit of different stuff, and just every few years or so, she's like, okay, I'm done studying like metalworking. Now I want to study this other
she's
thing.
so naturally gifted that she's a slacker.
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay. Maybe if you got more sleep,
I don't need it. I don't need any sleep.
Hey, I'm with you. I get it. As a player, I get it.
On the other hand, I need all the sleep we can get. So,
all right. Well, okay, Victor. We're gonna head out. Don't break any of my stuff.
Don't burn down my house, boy. Please
do what you got to do, man. I get
Gives you guys thumbs up. That's okay. Already used the fireball scroll.
Well,
he did a what now?
There's money on the counter if you want to order some food, but no girls.
Money out the door, running down the stairs. Food.
It's not real money. I was just fucking with them. They're chocolate coins.
This is bullshit.
If you get into like any real trouble, go see Abby and Embrick.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah, break their stuff.
Don't break their stuff. They're very nice.
Don't hurt them. That's my 2 biologist.
All right. Let's get this
Let's
over
go
with.
to the city of dead.
Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist. If you would like to support us, please check out our Patreon. We're at patreon.com/freelance_heroism. We have different things there. Character journals, art, bloopers, stuff like that.
Our cast includes me as Dr. Kavir the Raven, Rachel as Adrie the Highborn Artificer, Nate as Rain Trichet, Dockside Officiant, and of course, D-Walk as Dr. Midnight, and everybody else in the game. Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist, and we don't invoice in this group. We'll be back next week with more episodes, so stay tuned. I always laugh. Okay, so like I brought this up the other day. I was talking about, I think I messaged you, do bitches want to fuck yogurt? And now that sentence in isolation might seem weird. But what I meant was that every time you see a commercial for yogurt or chocolate, some sort of treat, right?
Yeah.
It's always like fucking waves of amber silk like cascading off of a fucking champagne glass filled with pudding or something. And you're just like, what in the it's a chocolate. It's literally a Hershey's Kiss. And like people are freaking the fuck out over it. It's like, oh my god, it's so luscious, chocolatey goodness. And I'm like, I saw this commercial the other day for like it was like Yoplait or something like that. And this lady is just positively writhing over some fucking yogurt. And I'm like, this chick might have been starving to death before this. She really wants that yogurt. So anyway, that I thought that was pretty funny, like the context of sand as the guys in yogurt. Guys love sandpaper, women love yogurt. That's I think what we can assume.